Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Glendale Park in Everett, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's Lou Tompkins All-Star League 18 and Under Division Summer Baseball Contest between hosting Everett and visiting Brookline. It's been a little while since we've been on broadcast. We covered last week's win against Cambridge last Tuesday. It's been a full 7 days since I've been on stream, as I was unfortunately not able to make it to Brookline's game on the road at Wilmington last Wednesday. I had a doctor's appointment that day, could not make it, and missed out on Brookline's 11-0 victory over Wilmington in 5 innings. And then Thursday's game, I was scheduled to cover against Woburn, but that game got canceled due to wet field conditions closing down Warren Park and Brookline being unable to find a suitable replacement field. And then, of course, on the original schedule, Brookline was supposed to play yesterday against Wellesley, but the Wellesley team ended up forfeiting the season, and so that game obviously got canceled way in advance. And now here we are, finally back out on the diamond to watch some baseball. I love it. Hope you guys love it too. Brookline coming into this one riding high at a record of 4-1, a 4-game winning streak, and 3 straight defensive shutouts for Brookline. They gave up 7 runs in a season-opening loss to Newton, gave up 3 runs in a 5-inning Mercy Rule win over Ayer Shirley, and since then it's been goose egg, goose egg, goose egg. A 14-0 win over Lowell, a 4-0 win over Cambridge, and then most recently the 11-0 win at Wilmington last Wednesday. So Brookline's defense riding high, its offense as well, having scored double digits in 3 of its 5 games so far. Everett coming into this contest with a record of 2-2. They started the season off high with back-to-back wins, 9-5 over Wilmington and 7-6 over Billerica, but have since fallen on some hard times, lost 6-4 to Woburn and lost 13-8 to Newton. And now they're facing one of the other higher-ranking teams in this Lou Tompkins League in Brookline. We'll see how they handle that. Wasn't able to get starting lineup for Everett. I'm just going to kind of fill that in as I go, and it'll probably just be jersey numbers with the help of Game Changer. But we do have the full Brookline lineup, and so as the coaches meet with the officials before we get this one started, let's look at the Brookline starting lineup for today. Leading off for Brookline, the right fielder, number 33, Devin Chin. Batting second and playing second, number 17, Keenan Sawada. Batting third, the shortstop, number 7, Caden Sheehan. Batting cleanup, the center fielder, number 8, Max Kaufman. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 5, Jonathan Liu. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 16, Noah Klein. Batting seventh, the third baseman, number 18, Leo Vankoski. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 10, Harris Hodgson. Batting ninth, the catcher, number 50, Danny Carballo. And not in the batting order, but starting on the mound for Brookline today, number 44, Will Buckles. Head coach of the Brookline Lou Tompkins 18 and under team is John Busey. So that is our starting lineup for Brookline today. Like I said, I'll be filling in the Everett lineup as we go along, as we're getting ready to get this one started. We've got our first note in the live chat already from one of our regulars, Barbara Jo Metzger, saying, "Go Brookline," from Grandma in quote-unquote steaming hot Buffalo, New York. And hi, Jesse. Well, hello, Barbara. Always happy to see you tuning in, and I hope you're able to stay indoors and watch this one, as we've got things pretty steaming hot down here in Massachusetts as well. According to my laptop, we got 88 degrees Fahrenheit. And not a lot of clouds out here, a mild breeze out here in Everett, which I am grateful for, and I'm sure my equipment is too. Certainly don't want that overheating. And remember, folks, if there's anything you'd like to say over the course of this live stream, you know, whether it be just saying "Go Brookline," or just saying hello, or shouting out your favorite player, or letting us know where you're tuning in from. Barbara's given us a great example. Or on the more important side, if I'm messing up the pronunciation of any names, or if you notice anything going wrong on the technical side of things with this live stream, I encourage you to speak up and say something, either in the live chat here on YouTube or by sending me an email. You can see my email in the bottom right corner of your screen. Well, we should be getting this one started soon. The scheduled start time for this game was 5:45. That was about 5 minutes ago. I'm not sure what we're waiting on, but Everett has yet to take the field. But hopefully we'll be getting this one started soon. Well, as we wait for things to get underway, I once again thank you for tuning in to this live stream here on YouTube. Here for this Lou Tompkins 18 and under division summer baseball contest between Brookline and Everett here at Glendale Park in Everett, Massachusetts. We had a last-minute site change for this game. Originally, it was going to be over at Scharf Park on otherwise known as the Florence Street Park here in Everett, but I found out today, got a text from the coach, thank goodness, letting me know it was here at Glendale Park, right next to Everett High School itself. And as we take a look at what kind of field we're going to be seeing this game played on, you can see it's, one of those fields that's got like a lot of other baseball fields on it. Fence is way deep, so we're probably almost certainly not gonna see anything launched out of the park. But with an outfield this deep, meant to accommodate multiple sporting fields, there is a stronger possibility of an inside the park home run, or if nothing else, an error induced inside the Parker. I know, what was it? Was it 2 years ago? I think it was. Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago that Brookline was playing a game at Jamaica Plain, and I believe it was Josh Kim who hit a ball to center field that looked like it was going to be a clean single, but then went through the legs of the center fielder, and Kim got on his horse and ended up going all the way around, touching them all for what was effectively an inside the Parker, but would go on the score sheet as a single and a 3-base error. Sorry about the fiddle in there, just, while I've got the time. But it looks like it's almost game time here in Everett as the home team getting ready to take the field. So we'll have Brookline coming up first here as Everett's number 5 warming up on the mound. I'm just sort of filling in the defensive lineup at the moment. We got number 5 on the mound, number 2 at third base, number 3 at short, number 24 at second base, number 9 rounding out the infield at first, number 7 in left field, number 34 in right, just missing the center fielder. And the center fielder has no number. And then obviously the catcher will be a little harder to see. Yeah, it's always tough to see with the equipment on. But the throw down to second means we're about to get this one started. The top of the Brookline order coming up. That'll mean Chin, Sawada, and Sheehan. And so here we go. Top of the first inning. Leading off for Brookline, the right fielder, number 33, Devin Chin. Number 5 set on the mound. First pitch of the game. Catches the low inside corner for strike 1. You can see Chin's season stats for this summer at the bottom center of your screen, having a very good start to his season, as you can see. As he takes strike 2 there, as that hits a higher part of the zone. Chin so far this summer, 6 for 9, 2 doubles, 3 walks, 1 hit by pitch, 4 steals, 5 runs, and 2 RBI. And he drops that one just foul on the third base side. Stays alive at 0-2, and sort of a signature Devin Chin slap there, getting on top of the ball, going for a bouncer. Chin, known for his great speed on the base paths, allowing him to leg out plenty of infield singles if he can place the ball right. But that one not placed right by the pitcher as it skips in the dirt for ball one. Number 5 for Everett, mixing up the height of his pitches pretty well, going low, high, high, low. That one misses high and away, ball 2. And that one got away from him. Just a slight early release on the fastball out of his hand, and it flies high. We got a full count now. But the breaking ball drops in perfectly. Number 5 almost lost control of that at-bat after going ahead 0-2. Went all the way to a full count, but he rebounds nicely with the breaking ball. Gets Chin down on strikes for the first out. Now batting, the second baseman, number 17, Keenan Sawada. First pitch goes for the bunt, but slices it foul for strike 1. You can see that I've started putting Sawada's slash line numbers for his season stats. My rule of thumb for the summer season is once you've got 15 plate appearances to your name, I start displaying the slash line numbers, as that one skips in the dirt for ball 1. So as you can see, Sawada with a batting average of .538, an on-base percentage of .667, a slugging percentage of .692, to go with 8 stolen bases, 7 runs scored, and 1 RBI. Hits a bouncer, but it's right back at the pitcher. 5 fields it clean and throws it to number 9 at first for out number 2. Went for the hard slap that time, but good reaction by the pitcher. 2 down here in the top of the first. Now batting, the shortstop, number 7, Mayfield-Sheehan. First pitch misses low and in, ball 1. Sheehan with a slash line of .417, .588, .417, 1 steal, 6 runs, and 5 RBI this summer. As he golfs that one into shallow right center. Second baseman is under it for a basic pop-up for out number 3. The Everett defense puts them down in order. And we move to the bottom of the first now. The Brookline defense coming out now. Like I said, we'll be filling in the Everett batting order as we go. And we see on the mound Brookline's pitching ace so far this summer, number 44, Will Buckles. This will make his 4th start for this Brookline team so far this summer. In his first 3 starts, he's got a 2-0 win-loss record. He's pitched 15 1/3 through those 3 games. He's got an ERA of 0.91, a whip of 1.11, and 28 strikeouts. 11 of those coming in one game, as I believe it was against Cambridge that he had his complete game shutout. And I think it was against Lowell that he had a perfect game going into the 6th inning. No, that doesn't. I don't think that's right. I think maybe he had the perfect game going in. Yeah, going into the 6th inning. I think that was the Cambridge game. But he has been pitching very well. Had 11 strikeouts in that Cambridge game, and his strikeouts per inning rate went down. That's just how strong he's been on fanning batters so far in this summer season. Huh? Oh, this is on YouTube. Oh yeah, one sec. No, you're good, man. You're good. URL and QR code. No problem. Brookline. All right. First batter stepping into the box for Everett, and it'll be the shortstop, number 3. Takes the first ball high for ball 1. And this one is lifted out to left center. That's going to drop. Max Kaufman chasing it down in left center, keeping it in front of him. Holds the hitter to a single, but still a well-hit ball by number 3. Good contact, good placement, and it'll be a leadoff single to start for Everett. So a runner at first. First pitch is sliced out of play by the center fielder with no number. Just a blank on the back of his jersey. That one hits the outside corner, strike 2. And we got a pickoff attempt at first, but number 3 gets back safely. Got to be careful when your opponent has a southpaw on the mound. They're going to have a quicker throw over to first. So we'll see some interesting battles at first for the Everett base runners. As this one's a slow roller over to second. Sawada applies the tag, throws to first, and completes the double play. Textbook execution by the Brookline second baseman. Let's see that one again. See that one kind of died on the tall grass, a slow roller, and ended up timing up perfectly. Made an easy tag for Sawada, and then an easy throw to first to turn 2. Now batting for Everett, the third baseman, number 2. First pitch in the zone there, strike 1. That one got away from him. Ball 1 there. You know, we kind of saw the too early release from Everett's number 5 as he threw a wild pitch in the top half of the inning. And there we see Buckles kind of held on to that one a little too long, late release. This one's a bouncer over to second, and Sawada juggled it a bit, recovers, throws to first, and gets out number 3. Great range, as always, at that second base spot by Keenan Sawada. Chases it to his left. Went for kind of a sliding scoop. Bobbled it a bit, but not so much that he wasn't able to recover in time to make the throw. You know, that's one of those plays that, like, if the third baseman or the shortstop had made that bobble, you know, the runner might be able to make it to first, but it's second base and just a shorter distance to get to first on that play. So Everett gets the first hit of the day for either side, but unable to do anything else as a double play and a ground out to end the inning. And at the end of 1, no score here in Everett. Brookline will have their 4, 5, 6 hitters, Kaufman, Liu, and Klein, coming up. Got another note in the live chat from Barbara Jo Metzger saying that she is watching this game indoors because it's 90 degrees out in Buffalo. Not much cooler here in Brookline as we got the high 80s in temperature. Like I said, we got a mild breeze occasionally blowing through here, and I'll take whatever I can get in that respect. So here we go, leading off for Brookline. The center fielder, number 8, Max Kaufman. First pitch catches the low corner for strike one. You can see Max Kaufman off to a very hot start this season. Slash line of 545, 667, 909 slugging as he takes strike two there. He's also got 2 steals, 6 runs, and 7 RBI. That one just missed high and away. Good eye by Kaufman. 1-2 the count. That one just misses. 2-2 the count. That one gets away from him, misses low as Kaufman battles back to a full count. We saw number 5 rebound the last time this happened. Got a good breaking ball for strike 3 against Devin Shin. We'll see what he does here against Kaufman. And that time the breaking ball gets away from him, dips low, and Kaufman has the leadoff walk. And as the left fielder, number 5, Jonathan Liu, comes up to the plate, just to help you paint a picture of just how absurd Kaufman's hot streak is to start this season. I mentioned his slugging percentage over 900. A slugging percentage of 1,000 is the equivalent of hitting a double once every other at bat, or a home run once every 4 at bats. That's just how much of a torrid pace you have to be hitting at in order to get to that level. This one jammed, but it's a slow roller up the third base line. Fielded long, throw in time. Kaufman advances, but that one had infield single written all over it until number 2 got involved at the hot corner for Everett. Really nice throw on the run after scooping it up. So Liu grounds out, but does move the runner at least. 1 out runner at second. Now batting the first baseman, number 16, Noah Klein. First pitch, low, ball 1. Well covered by the catcher, as with a runner now on, anything gets by him, and the runner is moving to third. Klein this summer so far with a slash line of 267, 353, 467. 1 steal, 6 runs, 2 RBI. And lines that one right at the first baseman. Easy catch for number 9. Got jammed on that one a little bit. Just couldn't get strong contact. And that'll be out number 2. Now batting the third baseman, number 18, Leo Vankowski. That pitch hits the low corner, strike 1 on that breaking ball. That number 5 has been working so well. Vankowski so far this summer, 4 for 9, 2 walks, 2 runs scored, and 4 RBI. 2 outs with a runner at second. Skips and blocked well by the catcher. Kaufman was starting to jump off from second, but hesitated as it was well blocked. 1-1 the count. And Vankowski loops one over the outstretched glove of the second baseman. Kaufman rounds third, headed for the plate. It's going to be close. Kaufman slides. Ball got away from the tag. Brookline first on the board off an RBI single from Leo Vankowski. Really well-placed ball there. Vankowski, not the strongest contact, but placed it perfectly into shallow right for the RBI hit. Brookline on the board. Vankowski advances to second on the throw, as that first pitch is going to miss for ball one to the designated hitter, number 10, Harris Hodgson. Hodgson hits a slow roller over to first, picked up, and number 9 tags the bag himself. That will end the inning. But Brookline able to get on the board. Clutch 2-out hit from Leo Vankowski. And also, even Jonathan Liu's ground out up the third baseline ended up helping in that cause, because if Kaufman was on first when Vankowski hit that ball, and he's not scoring. That's not a ball where you can score from first, but you can score from second. See, that's why they call it scoring position. Bottom of the second coming up. Brookline now with a 1-0 lead. And just a note, if any Everett fans are tuning in and you know which players are wearing which numbers, I encourage you to let me know either in the live chat here on YouTube or by sending me an email. You can see my email in the bottom right corner of your screen. You know, I'm always happy to have more information and give, a better quality broadcast for all these young athletes that I'm covering out here, regardless of which team they're on. But aside from that, I will just be narrating by jersey number, as I've been doing. Will Buckles back on the hill. Came into this game with a strikeout rate of almost 2 Ks per inning. And all 3 batters that he faced in the bottom of the first put bat on ball, which suggests to me that Everett might be able to give this Brookline team more of a challenge than they've had the past few games. As that first pitch going to catch the outside corner for strike 1. At the plate, I believe this is the catcher, number 6. Like I said, had a little trouble reading the catcher's jersey number because of the equipment. As that one's going to miss low and in for ball 1. Swing and a miss there, strike 2. Trying to time up a Will Buckles fastball is no easy feat, as any of the teams he has faced earlier this summer will tell you. Went for a bit of an off-speed pitch high in the zone, but comes in too high. Ball 2. And that one fouled off. Number 6 stays alive with a 2-2 count. And makes good contact here. Grounder over to short. Sheehan picks it up. Long throw to first is complete for out number 1. Decent contact from number 6, but well within Sheehan's range over at short, as it really kind of just rolled right to him. Now batting is the pitcher, number 5. Buckles opens with the breaking ball against his pitching adversary, drops outside for ball 1. Fastball misses high, ball 2. Got a pitcher versus pitcher matchup. We won't get the same on the other side as Buckles just pitching, not in the batting order. And misses again. Having the hardest time he's had so far finding the zone, as it's a 3-0 count now to number 5. But hits the zone that time. Number 5 taking all the way. 3-1 the count. That one misses just high, ball 4. First walk of the day for either team. And there haven't been many walks issued by Buckles, or actually a lot more walks than hits as I look back at my stats and I remember. But his first walk of this game, runner at first now, 1 out. Lefty at the plate, takes high, ball 1, a throw down to first by the catcher, Danny Carballo. But number 5 gets back easily. You can hear an ice cream truck sitting over there on the other side of the park as this one hits the zone for strike 1. And a pickoff throw. Number 5 gets back. 1-1 still the count. 1 out, runner at first. This one pops out of the glove, and the runner's going to take off. And number 5 gets to second on the passed ball. So a runner in scoring position now for Everett, as that one's going to miss low. Buckles struggling with control here in the second inning. And that one's going to miss low, and it is a walk for number 34, the right fielder. And one of the Brookline coaches coming out to talk to Buckles after he issues back-to-back free passes. Definitely a good idea to, try and settle your pitcher down and stop the bleeding. Just take a minute, recenter yourself, refocus, and hopefully for Brookline's sake, get back to throwing strikes. At the plate for Everett is the second baseman, number 24. Runners at first and second, 1 out. First pitch comes in high for ball 1. Tying run at second for Everett here in the bottom of the second. That one hits the zone, strike 1. A good sign from Buckles that he is getting his control back. And gets him swinging on that one for strike 2. 1-2 the count. That one just missed. Maybe a little high and away, ball 2. And golfs this one foul and over the backstop. Count remains 2-2. It's always so tough from this sideways angle telling whether a ball is inside or outside. You can have a decent view for high and low, but inside outside can be tough. Hits a chopper to the left side, bobbled. And everyone reaches safe on the E6. Bases loaded now, as up to the plate comes, I think, an extra hitter, number 67. With one out, the Brookline middle infielders still playing back, not playing up, as a double play would end the inning, but Vankowski playing up on the grass over here at third. Because if a ground ball comes his way, the first place he has to go is home to try and catch the lead runner at the plate. He does have a force there. That one's going to miss high. 1-1 now the count. Number 5 at third, number 34 at second, number 24 at first. One down here in the bottom of the second. That one hits the zone, strike 2. 1-2 the count. That one dips low, ball 2. A strikeout would be big, getting a second out without moving the runner. Ground ball could also be big with the potential for an inning-ending double play. But that one's going to miss high, and now it's a bit of the danger zone for Buckles. One more ball, and Everett ties the game on a bases-loaded walk. And this one's a bouncer. Fielded. Oh, it's bobbled again. Sawada recovers and throws to first, but a run is going to come in. And Everett does tie the game. Back-to-back fielding errors in the infield. And so second and third now as number 67 himself grounds out. And number 7 jammed on that pitch, fouls it off for strike 1. Breaking ball there, drops inside, ball 1. That one gonna miss to the outside, ball 2. That one's also gonna miss for ball 3. And a swing and a miss there. Gets him chasing the inside corner, strike 2. Full count, 2 outs, second and third, game tied at 1. And he skies this one out to right. It's going to be in foul territory and unplayable. Devin Chin gave it a chase out there in right field, but no chance as that one went out of play. And that's a low ball 4. Third walk of the inning issued by Buckles. And now coming to the plate, what I assume is another extra hitter, maybe a designated hitter, number 11. First pitch hits a bouncer over to short, fielded clean by Sheehan. Throw to first is scooped off the ground. No! Could not be scooped up. Klein got pulled off the bag, and another infield error for Brookline continues the inning as Everett now has the lead. Number 11 reaches on the E6, 34 in to score. Everett now up 2-1, as I think this is the first baseman, number 9, at the plate now. Curveball hits the zone, strike 1. Swing and a miss there. Fastball blows by him. Strike 2. And fouls that one. Did chase after the breaking ball, but leaned into it just enough that he actually got a piece of it before it could fully drop off the table. Still 0-2. Swing and a miss. Swung late, and a tough inning for the Brookline defense finally comes to a close. At the end of 2, our score, Everett 2, Brookline 1. And a tough inning, to be sure, for some of Brookline's more reliable defensive stalwarts. Will Buckles, obviously on the mound, having a tough inning control-wise, giving up 3 walks. But even then, a pair of, or really 3 infield errors. First, the booted ground ball by Mayfield-Sheehan that loaded the bases, and then Keenan Sawada bobbling a potential inning-ending double play and turning that just into an RBI groundout. And then a slightly botched throw by Sheehan that Noah Klein could not collect while keeping his foot on the bag that allowed a second run to come in. So the Brookline offense going to have to answer that one. The offense hasn't been as explosive through the first 2 innings against the Everett pitcher, number 5, as they had been in games against Wilmington or Lowell or Ayer Shirley. Number 5 of Everett definitely showing the Brookline batters that they're going to have to work for it if they want to get a higher mark on the scoreboard. It'll be the 9-1-2 hitters coming up for Brookline, Carballo, Chin, and Sawada. Leading off for Brookline, the catcher, number 50, Danny Carballo. Carballo, as you can see, 1 for 5, 4 walks, 1 run scored, 3 RBI. That breaking ball drops low, ball 1. Carballo's had a good eye for the ball and has taken advantage of his smaller strike zone for a strong on-base percentage, as that one skips in the dirt for ball 2. Obviously not enough plate appearances for me to display the slash line just yet, but you know, reaching base on 5 of 9 plate appearances, it ain't too bad. Takes strike 1 on that pitch. That one's going to miss high and in. Ball 3. And the breaking ball there does drop into the zone. Carballo thought for a second that he had ball 4, but instead it's a full count. That one also hits the zone. Carballo thought he had the walk on back-to-back pitches. Instead, he is down on strikes. First out of the inning as number 5 once again rebounds. He's only issued 1 walk so far, and that was to Max Kaufman back in the top of the 2nd. Now we cycle back to the top of the Brookline order with the right fielder, number 33, Devin Chin. First ball skips in the dirt for ball 1. Chin battled his way to a full count, but went down on strikes his first time up. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Looked like he swung a little early on that one. Might have been a slight cut on that fastball that threw off Chin's timing. That one just came out of the hand wrong as it spikes into the dirt for ball 2. 2-1, the count to Chin. That one hits the zone. 2-2, the count. Oh, chases it, but it got away from the catcher. Opportunity strikes for Devin Chin, and he takes it and gets to first on the dropped third strike. So Brookline, despite going down on strikes 2 times, only 1 out and a runner at first now, as number 5 checks on Chin at first. As up to the plate comes the second baseman, number 17, Keenan Sawada. Chin takes off, ball comes in high, juggled by number 6, and Chin is going to take second easily. He was taking off before the ball popped out of the catcher's glove, so it is a full steal, not a passed ball. Sawada lays down the bunt of the third baseline, but it rolls to the right side, foul. Count is now 1-1, if I'm not mistaken. Sawada, his last time up, grounded out back to the pitcher. Tried to sneak the bunt past him again, but again fouled it off. Breaking ball misses outside, ball 2. Chin in scoring position, the fastest Brookline base runner, with the heart of the order coming up, hoping to tie and maybe take the lead. That one hits the zone, strike 2. Well delivered by number 5 while also checking on the second baseman, or checking on the runner at second, rather. That one inside, ball 3. Bit of a brush back. And we got a full count now. And Sawada with a defensive swing as he got fooled on the breaking ball, but gets a piece of it and fouls it off to stay alive. And Sawada pops this one out to left, out of play once again as he stays alive. As again, Sawada defending the plate. He's swung at a couple of pitches that could have been ball 4, ended up being foul balls as the battle continues. And Sawada loops one out to left, foul once again. Still giving it a battle. You know what's so tough about number 5 is he differs up his delivery to a degree depending on whether or not he checks the runner. So as a hitter, it can be a little harder to time it up when your rhythm is thrown off like that. And the fact that number 5 can do that and still pretty consistently deliver his stuff is quite impressive. That one misses, and Sawada will take ball 4. Just a bit outside, and now 2 runners on for Brookline with 1 out, and up comes the shortstop, number 7, Mayfield-Sheehan. Sheehan popped out to second his last time up. Now up with runners at first and second and 1 out. First pitch spikes in the dirt, but well blocked by number 6 to keep the runners where they are. And Sheehan fouls that one over the backstop, strike 1. This is definitely the exact part of the order you want up in this situation if you're Brookline, the heart of your order in a close game when you're trailing and have multiple runners on base, 1 in scoring position. And Chin's taking off for third. And he lost track of the ball. And Chin's taking off for home. And Chin ties the game. Oh, I think I just heard, and it's a bit hard to see with the sun pointing this way, but I think what I heard is that the catcher's attempted throw to third bounced off of Sheehan's bat. And Sheehan chasing that one low for strike 2. So it's a 2-2 count to Sheehan. Wow, what a zany play. I was busy looking over at third, waiting for the throw to come, and then the throw just didn't come. Sheehan golfs this one, staying in the infield. Shortstop's under it, and he's got it. Sawada thought about tagging, but ultimately stays put. And so that'll be 2 down. Up comes the center fielder, number 8, Max Kaufman. Swing and a miss there as he swung late on the fastball. Kaufman, his last time up, drew a walk and later came in to score Brookline's first run. That one low for ball 1. Brookline hoping Kaufman can have a big offensive contribution once again here. That one hits the zone, strike 2. 1-2 the count, 2 down, runner at third, tied at 2. Chases it high for strike 3. So Brookline, thanks to a zany play on the base paths, ties the game at 2 in the top half of the third. but a tie is all they get. We move to the bottom of the third, score 2-2. Buckles coming back on the mound, his offense backing him up and tying things back up for him. We'll see how he answers that offensive effort here in the bottom half of the inning. As we get ready for the start of the bottom of the third, we got a real blare from the sun going now as it's starting to set on us here at 6:45. And now batting is the center fielder. First pitch, and he fouls it off. I don't know why they skipped over number 3 in the batting order. He should be next, but I don't know. Color me confused. Slices this one foul, strike 2. Either way, the numberless center fielder grounded into a 4-3 double play his last time up. Slices it out of play again. I mean, I certainly hope number 3 is okay. I know he was the one who made the catch on Sheehan's pop fly, and it was a little bit awkward making the catch. Hope he didn't, I don't know, twist his ankle or something. I have no idea. But no point in guessing when we don't know, as that ball comes in high for ball 1. 1-2, the count. So that one's going to miss. Low and in, ball 2. This one's skied. Sawada tracking it, and he's got it. Had to go on a bit of a trip to track that one down, but gets under it for out number 1. Now coming to the plate. Okay, I think Everett is just doing Little League rules here. They're just sending everyone to the plate, looks like, as now number 17 at the plate, taking ball 1 there. And he hits chopper over to short, fielded cleanly by Sheehan. Throw is clean, and that'll be out number 2. And that's got to feel good for Sheehan. You could tell he was kind of taking his time, making sure he collected that one properly. As now coming up is another extra hitter, number 10. First pitch, and he golfs it towards right. Shin chasing it. Whoa! Got a little dangerous there over by the fence. Could not haul it in. But boy, that's one of those where if he had room to lay out for it, we might have had ourselves a highlight-worthy play there. That pitch is going to miss high, ball 1. That one is going to drop in low, ball 2. Fouls that one off, strike 2. Two and two the count, 2 down. And this one's a bouncer back over to short, fielded clean again by Sheehan. Long throw to first is good for out number 3, and that will end the inning. Buckles puts him down in order. A nice rebound after a tough second inning. And at the end of 3, we are tied at 2-2. Okay, a lot of defensive changes for Everett, which might explain the confusion I had with the batting order. Number 17 is now at third. The second numberless player is now out in left. And 67 is in right field. And number 10 is at second. So a lot of substitutions. So I think what we saw was a rash of substitute hitters coming up for Everett in that last inning, which is why I got so confused. That said, number 3 is still out there, so I'm definitely a little confused, but that's okay. Figure it out maybe later tonight. In the meantime, for Brookline, the left fielder, number 5, Jonathan Liu, comes to the plate. Liu, his last time up, grounded out to third. Now showing bunt and whiffs on it. Boy, he took like a full hop. That looks like a tennis player doing a split step. Or I guess, for a better baseball comparison, like an infielder doing a split step before the pitch is thrown. That one skips in the dirt for ball 1. Now, Liu might be 0 for 1 today, but his ground out to third did play an important offensive role for Brookline, as it did move Max Kaufman from first to second, and Kaufman would later score Brookline's first run on the RBI single by Leo Vankowski. Now fouls this one off, strike 2. Looks like he might have been a little out in front of that one. That one inside, gets away, but not much trouble if it's getting away when there's no runners on. 2-2 the count. That one skips in the dirt as well, as we've got another full count. We've seen our fair share of long at-bats for both teams today, as we get another full count here. And that one's going to skip in the dirt. Lou is going to take first as number 6 races after that ball because, you know, technically that is a live ball. If you know, the catcher hadn't tracked it down, or if he'd just been walking back to get it, then Lou could have raced all the way down to second if he wanted to. But he'll settle for a leadoff walk. Now batting the first baseman, number 16, Noah Klein. Number 5 throws back to first, check on Lou, dives back safe. That is just the third walk issued by number 5 so far today. As that one in the zone for strike 1. And in fact, both pitchers have given up just 1 hit so far today. Runner is taking off, and it's a hit and run as Klein loops it out to left. Sliding catch made out and left. They're going to try for the pickoff, and they're going to get it. A huge play, as for some reason Everett thinks they can finish an inning with just facing 2 batters, which you cannot do in baseball. So they're going to head back out onto the field. You know, we all lose count. It's fine. It was still a very nice play. A 7-3 double play. Rare kind of play. You don't see a lot of those. 2 outs now as up comes the third baseman, number 18, Leo Vankoski. Takes an inside ball 1. Vankoski with Brookline's only base hit of the day so far with an RBI single, and he goes for the bunt, pops it up the third base side. Number 5 slides for it, throws to first, not in time, and Leo Vankoski has the second hit of the day for Brookline as he lays down the bunt single. So now a runner at first with 2 down. Up comes the designated hitter, number 10, Harris Hodgson. Grounded out to first, his first time up, still looking for his first hit of this summer season. And number 5 is going to take a step off the mound. That not only gives him a chance to refresh, it throws off the rhythm of Vankoski, the base runner, at first as he tries to time up a potential jump to second. First pitch to Hodgson hits the zone for strike 1. Hodgson so far this summer 0 for 9 with a walk and a run. As the throw got a... Wait, what happened? Just looking over at my box score, and Vankoski went down to second. Now this one dips low, and it was a wild pitch. Boy, sometimes you just don't have any time to look away, even to check stats. As the pitchers at this level have such a quick turnaround between pitches, no need for a pitch clock or anything. 2-2 now, the count to Hodgson. Hits a bouncer, but right back to number 5. As he handles it with ease for out number 3. So Brookline managed to get 2 base runners on, but an ill-fated hit-and-run play put an end to one of them, and then the other one left stranded at second. Buckles back on the mound for his 4th inning of work. in a tight game. The tightest that Brookline has had since their season opener against Newton. The Cambridge game was fairly tight for a bit. But even then, Brookline never trailed in that game. But in this game, they have trailed and they have tied it back up, but that's the best they've been able to do so far. And again, just 2 base hits for Brookline. And for Everett, just 1 base hit. But a number of defensive errors for Brookline proved costly in the second. And that allowed Everett to get their runs on the board. Now coming to the plate for Everett is number 19. Again, I don't know if it's a rash of substitutions or what, but first pitch from Buckles catches the inside corner for strike 1. That one skips in the dirt, ball 1. And that one drops low, ball 2. Looked like that might have been a breaking ball, and number 19 just didn't bite on it. Fouls this one to the backstop, strike 2. 2-2 the count. And hits a roller up the third base line, and that is foul. Number 19 stays alive with a 2-2 count. And hits a high bouncer past the pitcher. Charging in is Sawada. Snags it, throws to first. And that'll be out number 1. And that's a little more what you expect from Sawada. He had a nice play in the first inning, but he's had a couple of balls get away from him, honestly, in this game. That's more of what you expect, taking a bit of a low percentage charge in and still snagging it and making it look easy. We are finally back to the top of the batting order for Everett with the shortstop number 3 as he takes a high ball 1. And he's the only one who's gotten a base hit off of Buckles so far as he takes a high ball 2. Had a leadoff single back in the first. But since then, no clean base hits allowed by the Brookline pitcher as number 3 pops this one up in foul territory. And it's a can of corn for Noah Klein for out number 2. So now batting should be, yes, the jersey numberless center fielder. And I know for those of you who've been watching my baseball streams regularly, you've probably heard me say can of corn a bunch of times. As that one drops low, did he swing? They're going to say no, ball 1. And can of corn is it's a classic phrase in baseball, basically representing a routine pop fly. But I was wondering where that phrase came from. I actually Googled it, and I actually found out where that phrase came from. Is this one is skied into shallow left. Sheehan tracking it, has it in foul territory rather, for out number 3. We're at the end of 4 now, and we are still tied at 2. So anyway, back to the history lesson. The phrase "a can of corn," where it comes from is back in, I think, the 19th century it was, and I got this off MLB's own website, so if you're looking for a source, there it is. I got it from MLB.com. But back in the 19th century, grocery store clerks, when they were trying to get cans of food off the highest shelves in the grocery stores, what they would do is they would take like a big stick with like a metal hook on the end and use it to kind of like pull, sort of slide the cans off of the shelves, but then those cans would fall down off the shelves, and what they would do is they would pull out their aprons, because grocery store clerks all wore aprons, and they would use the aprons to catch them. And so that's where a can of corn comes from. It's a reference to 19th century grocery store clerks using their aprons to catch literal canned goods in a supermarket after pulling them off the top shelves. That's your fun little baseball history lesson for the day. Number 5 staying on the mound for his 5th inning of work. You know, if either team had the lead, their starting pitcher would have qualified for the pitching win by this point, as they've both pitched 4 full innings. But we stand at a tie, as Brookline with their 9-1-2 hitters due up here in the top of the 5th. They're hoping to try and make something happen, maybe break this game open. And my apologies for the sun glare on the screen here. There's really no spot I could shoot from up the third baseline that would allow me to avoid the sun glare here, because the fence is too high on that side. As the first pitch from number 5 is going to miss inside for ball 1. At the plate for Brookline, the catcher, number 50, Danny Carballo. As that one skips in the dirt for ball 2. Carballo almost drew a walk his last time up, but ended up going down on strikes as number 5 came back from a 3-1 count to get the strikeout. That one's going to miss, and it's now a 3-0 hitters count to Carballo. And it's going to be a 4-pitch walk. So Carballo gets his customary free pass to first this time around. We'll see if Brookline sends out a courtesy runner to take this place of their catcher. Looks like they will, as we see head coach John Busey signaling towards his dugout. The reason you do this is because with catchers needing to squat the entire time they're behind the plate and needing to have enough strength in their legs to spring up out of that squatting position to throw, you know, if a runner tries to steal, you know, that requires a lot of energy out of your legs that you want to save and not waste on the base paths. And that's why at this high school level, they allow for courtesy runners for either the catcher or the pitcher, since the pitcher is also using a lot of leg strength for pitching. So for Brookline, they'll send out number 2, Bryce Hellendrung, as the courtesy runner for Carballo over at first. Coming to the plate now, the right fielder, number 33, Devin Chin, lays down the bunt, dies on the grass, no chance, as Chin races down to first. I think even if the catcher had picked up that ball, he wouldn't have been able to catch him. Such is the speed of Devin Chin. So for now, I'm giving him a single. I might double check that just because it was bobbled on the pickup by the catcher. I don't think he would have caught him, but still. First hit of the day for Chin. And Sawada going for a bunt, and he's going to pop that one foul. He's had no luck putting those bunts in play. Sawada so far 0 for 1 with a ground out and a walk. Was left stranded at third after drawing the free pass his last time up. He's hoping to do something here with runners on first and second. Lays down the bunt and misses it. Foul to the first base side this time. Strike two, and now Sawada going to be forced to swing because if you foul off a bunt attempt with 2 strikes, you're out. You know, it doesn't count the same as normal foul balls where you get to stay alive. If you foul off a bunt, you're out. That one's going to miss low for a ball. They're going to throw back to second. Helendrung dives back safely. He was trying to provoke the catcher, and, well, he almost paid for it there. 1-2 the count to Sawada. And Sawada hits a bouncer up the middle. Chase, no! Missed by the second baseman. Might not have been able to catch anyone anyhow as Chin, the speedster, racing into second there. So I think that'll be another base hit scored. I'll double check game changer tonight, but I would score that a single for Keenan Sawada. Loads the bases for the shortstop, number 7, Mayfield-Sheehan. Everett not playing the infield in here as Sheehan lifts one into left. That's going to drop in. Chin rounding third, holding as Helendrung was hesitating a bit just in case that was caught. But no, an RBI go-ahead single for Mayfield-Sheehan. Brookline takes their first run since the top half of the second inning, and the bases are still loaded with nobody out as up comes the center fielder, number 8, Max Kaufman. Fouls off the first pitch, strike one. Kaufman so far today 0 for 1 with a walk, a run scored, and a strikeout. He's hoping to deliver big for his team here with the bases juiced. That one skips away, and Chin, without hesitation, crosses the plate easily for his second run scored of the day, and Brookline's fourth. So runners at second and third now, Brookline leading by 2. A 1-1 count to Kaufman. Sawada at third, Sheehan at second. Kaufman skies one. Out towards left field. That's going to be out of play. And that'll simply be strike two. If he can get a fly ball in fair territory, could still potentially bring in a run on a sac fly. That one comes in low, well blocked by the catcher this time. It'll simply be ball 2. 2-2. Chase it low, and oh no, he got a piece of it. Got a piece of it. That's important because if he had missed the ball entirely, then as we've seen on a previous play, he could have run down to first on a dropped third strike. But since he got a piece of it, it's a dead ball, and we stay at a 2-2 count. That one comes in high, ball 3. Kaufman giving him a battle here, full count. No outs, second and third. Curveball misses to the outside, ball 4. Kaufman with his second free pass of the day. And there's going to be a visit to the mound here. Everett might be changing pitchers at this point as things starting to get a little out of hand. I give my hats off to number 5, though. He's had one of the best days against this Brookline offense that I've seen any opposing pitcher have so far. Outside of Cambridge and Newton, Brookline's offense has never had this hard of a time getting runs on the board. And I give my hats off to both pitchers really, as they've given us a real nail biter of a contest so far. And it's not over yet. Brookline's still hoping to press their advantage, and of course they'll have to answer with their defense in the bottom half of this fifth inning. Number 34 going to take over on the mound for number 5, as he'll come in, I think off the bench, because I think he got subbed out in right field. He'll be facing Jonathan Liu with the bases once again loaded and nobody out. Liu so far today is 0 for 1 with a ground out and a walk. We got another couple of notes in the live chat from Peter QB24. Uncle Peter says, "Hi Jesse," and "Hi Keenan, go Brookline," from Denver. And he also answered my comment about the sun. He said, "No problem with the sun glare, I just put on my sunglasses." Well, I guess if you need an excuse to wear sunglasses indoors, that's certainly one. I don't think that would work for me. I've got prescription glasses that turn into sunglasses when hit by natural sunlight. So I don't think my glasses would turn if I was watching a game indoors and the sun glare came in off the screen. But that's a mystery for a different day. For now, Jonathan Liu steps into the box. First pitch comes in low for ball 1. I don't envy number 34 his position here, coming in as a reliever in such a tough spot. There's so little wiggle room to find your rhythm and find your control when the bases are already loaded and your team is trailing, as that's going to be a high ball 2. Sawada at third, Sheehan at second, Kaufman at first. Fastball comes in low, ball 3. One more ball, and Liu would get the bases loaded walk and bring in Sawada. That one hits the low corner, though, strike 1. And Liu hits a bouncer over to short, fielded clean. They're just going to go to first, and it's in time. It was very close. Almost looked like Liu managed to leg that one out for an infield single, but it's going to be an RBI ground out. Sawada in to score, and now Brookline's got 5. I was very close, but obviously the ump closer to the situation at first than me, so he's got a better view of it. Now Noah Klein hits a chopper to third. Number 2 is going to throw home, but there's no force. There's no force. Bad fundamentals by Everett. They thought there was a force play at home. There was not. And so I guess you call that a fielder's choice RBI for Noah Klein. That's a little confusing for the score sheet. But that curveball is going to drop in for a strike for Leo Vankowski. But yeah, that's the thing. If there's no force at home, you got to apply the tag. And they did not. They thought the bases were still loaded, but because Jonathan Liu was out at first on his ground out, that meant there was no force play at third or at home. Check swing foul, and Vankowski stays alive. And the thing is, you can't even score that in error. You don't score errors on mental errors in baseball. You just score them on physical errors where it bounces off the glove. Vankowski fouls it off, still alive at 0-2. Vankowski 2 for 2 today with an RBI. At the plate now with runners at the corners and 1 out. His team now leading by 4. Fouls it off again, continues to battle. Sun glare getting real bad now. Vankowski checks his swing and takes ball 1. Can tell he's playing defensively at the plate right now. Swinging or check swinging at everything. And Vankowski lifts one out to right center. That's going to drop in. Coming in is Kaufman. Noah Klein on the hit and run down to third. And Leo Vankowski having himself a day. 3 for 3 at the plate with 2 RBI singles. And it's still first and third with 1 out as we got a pinch hitter up, or a substitute hitter coming in for Brookline. This is number 0, Max Minukin, as he hits in place of Hodgson. First pitch hits a grounder over to second, fielded, flipped to second for 1, on to first for 2, and that will end the inning. Everett finally gets out of the inning on the 4-6-3 double play, but Brookline finds their offensive rhythm and hangs 5 runs on the board to take the lead 7-2. During this break between the top and bottom half of the 5th, I'd like to take a moment for a local charity spotlight. I'd like to tell you about Brookline Cares. Brookline Cares is a volunteer organization run by Brookline High School students, which seeks to raise awareness and funds to help people experiencing homelessness. Brookline Cares works closely with an organization called the Empowerment Plan. The Empowerment Plan hires and trains those experiencing homelessness to manufacture their special type of coat, known as the Empower Coat, which can double as a sleeping bag. The coats themselves help to keep those struggling with homelessness warm during the colder months of the year, while the jobs manufacturing those coats can help break the cycle of homelessness through gainful employment. What Brookline Cares does is they purchase coats from the Empowerment Plan, and then they distribute those coats to local community organizations and emergency departments that care for the homeless, and you can help them to bring more warmth to those in need. Down in the description section of this video, you can find a pair of links, one to the website classy.org, where you can donate money to the Brookline Cares team, supporting their efforts to purchase and distribute more Empower coats. Or if you're a student interested in joining Brookline Cares, you can find a link to the organization's own website on wixsite.com, where you can find out more about the group and how you can contact them. Once again, check out those links in the description section and help spread the warmth with Brookline Cares. And I know talking about spreading the warmth feels like crazy talk with with how hot it is during the summer, but remember what winter is like in New England. Still important. Got a defensive substitution for Brookline as the first pitch from Buckles gets past number 2 for strike 1. Number 27, Jonah Cohen, out in left field in place of Jonathan Liu as Buckles hits the outside corner for strike 2. Buckles, already the pitcher on credit for the win, even before he came out to pitch this inning. And that's going to be a 3-pitch strikeout. Buckles has not been getting strikeouts at the same clip he usually gets in this game, but gets a big K there to start us off. Number 6, the catcher, now at the plate for Everett. First pitch, fouls it off, strike 1. Number 6, his last time up, grounded out to short to lead off the second inning. That one dips low, ball 1. Fouls it off, strike 2. One and two, the count to number 6 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. And he lifts this one deep out to right, chin on his horse, going back. It's over his head. He chased it down, rifles it back into the infield. But number 6 is going to come in with the stand-up double. Like I said, deep outfield fences out here at Glendale Park. So no chance for a dinger, but boy, did he make that one interesting as he, as the catcher, is going to come out for a courtesy runner, just like what we saw with Carballo. Number 5 coming up to the plate for Everett, and having trouble seeing the jersey number for the courtesy runner, but I'll try and keep an eye, see if I can read it. Fouled off by number 5, strike 1. Is they're going to have, they're going to have number 2 run in number 6's place because number 2 was just up, so he's furthest away in the batting order. They really are operating on Little League rules here with this Everett team, as that pitch is going to miss for ball 1. You know, have everybody get a chance at the plate. Pinch runners come from the other end of the batting order just to make extra sure that there wouldn't be a conflict with the batting order. And this one golfed out to center field. Kaufman under it for out number 2. Boy, prior to this inning, we weren't really seeing a lot out of shots to the outfield from the Everett batters. Yeah, we hadn't seen a ball get to the outfield since, I think, the leadoff single by number 3. As that first pitch is going to be in there for strike 1 to number 34. So yeah, not only was the double by number 6 the first base hit since the first inning, it was also the first ball hit to the outfield since the first inning. Again, even as Buckles is having a slightly rougher game with that one rough second inning, he's still largely been dominant once you stop and think about it. That one's going to dip for ball 2. As it is, both of those runs will be unearned for Buckles. Both were the result in part of fielding errors. That one catches the outside corner, strike 2. 2-2 the count to number 34. Number 2, the courtesy runner at second. 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Brookline leading Everett 7-2. That one inside, bit of a brush back, ball 3. A full count now. Ooh, catches the inside corner with the off-speed pitch and gets strike 3 to end the inning. That's the end of 5 now. Our score after 5, Brookline 7, Everett 2. We've been going for about an hour 40, I'd say, maybe a little less. We did get a slightly later start than was originally scheduled. So maybe we've only been going for an hour and a half. Hard to say. The stream has been going for an hour and 45. I just know that the game didn't start immediately when we started. So it'll be the 9-1-2 hitters due up for Brookline, but I think I see number 2, Bryce Hellendrung, warming up to pinch hit in place of Danny Carballo. Hellendrung was the courtesy runner for Carballo last inning as Brookline batted all the way around the order last inning. Carballo led off the top of the 5th. Drew a leadoff walk, and then Hellendrung, as the courtesy runner, later came in to score. As a pair of infield singles from Chin and Sawada loaded the bases, and then an RBI single to shallow left by Mayfield-Sheehan brought in the go-ahead run in Hellendrung. Then a wild pitch brought in Chin. A walk by Kaufman reloaded the bases. An RBI ground out by Jonathan Liu, and then some confusion on a fielder's choice grounder by Noah Klein. And then another RBI single from Leo Vankowski, his second of the day. And just like that, Brookline had put up 5 runs. And technically speaking, if Brookline were to duplicate that kind of offensive production here in the 6th, then they could potentially end the game in the bottom half of this inning, because 5 more runs would give Brookline a double-digit lead, which would allow them to go for the mercy rule win. But for those of you thinking, oh, that might end the game faster, not really. Because obviously if runs are scoring, that means the inning is going for a long time. It's part of the reason the mercy rule exists at this level. At the plate's leadoff for Brookline, number 2, Bryce Hellendrung takes the breaking ball for strike 1 there. Hellendrung so far this summer, 2 for 9 with a triple, a walk, and 2 runs scored. Swing and a miss there. Fastball gets by him, strike 2. And goes off speed for strike 3. A nice mix of pitches from number 34. And now we cycle back to the top of the order with the right fielder, number 33, Devin Chin. First pitch inside, ball 1. Chin 1 for 3 so far today with an infield single, 2 strikeouts, but 1 reach on a dropped third strike as he swings and misses there. 2 runs scored for Devin Chin so far today. Chases that one low, strike 2. One and 2, the count to Chin. That breaking ball hangs on him, high ball 2. And a fastball comes in high, that'll be ball 3. Full count now to Chin. And Pops this one, and it bounces past the second baseman. Sheehan reaches on either an infield single or an E4. Again, with his speed, it's questionable whether that would be a hit or an error, as delayed swing on the breaking ball, and he just kind of chopped it towards the middle. Would have been a hard play for the second baseman. Hard to say how possible it would have been. Either way, a runner at first and one out. First pitch is strike one to the second baseman, number 17, Keenan Sawada. Chin taking off for second. Comes in standing up off a late throw from the catcher. Pitch itself was a low ball one. Another stolen base for Devin Chin. He's had a couple of those now. 1-1, the count to Sawada. Runner now in scoring position. That one hangs on him. High ball two. Got to be careful with those off-speed pitches. Chin has shown he's not afraid to steal third. That pitch in there for strike two. That one inside, ball three. We got a full count now to Sawada. And it's a low ball four. Briefly got away from the catcher. And Chin takes third on the passed ball. As Sawada gets a free pass to first. And with runners at the corners, I wouldn't be surprised if Sawada gets a free pass to second as well. At the plate now, the shortstop, number 7, Mayfield-Sheehan. First pitch, I think that one missed for ball one. Sheehan got the RBI single his last time up. Now runners at first and third with one out here. Sawada takes off. Pitch misses inside. Sawada takes second unopposed. So 2 runners in scoring position now for Sheehan. A single could potentially bring in both. As he takes that one low, that's, I believe, ball 3. I think it's a 3-0 count. Number 34 is starting to struggle with his control a bit. Will he issue back-to-back walks? Sheehan lifts one out to left, just foul. Maybe I misunderstood what the count was, or maybe he just decided to take the green light on the 3-0 pitch. Or maybe I Maybe not. Okay, looks like we briefly disconnected, but that's a good time to do it. Okay, so they are sticking with number 34. One out, runners at second and third. 3-1 is the count, so Sheehan did decide to swing on a 3-0 pitch. Swings at the high heat, strike two. Full count now for Sheehan. You can tell he wants the hit. He doesn't want the free pass. He hits a dribbler back to the pitcher. He catches it, throws home, and Chin is tagged out at home. You teach hitters to go on a grounder like that, but man, if you could get a runner to pull back on that one, you'd certainly like it. But That'll be the second out on the fielder's choice grounder. Now up, the center fielder, number 8, Max Kaufman. Kaufman pops this one high and out of play. Strike one. Wouldn't be surprised if Sheehan also took second, with runners at the corners once again, and a speedster at third. That one in the dirt, well blocked by the catcher, ball one. Kaufman drew a walk his last time up. He is 0 for 1 with 2 walks and 2 runs scored. Now hoping to add in the RBI department here with a runner at third. Sheehan taking off, swing, and it's fouled. So Sheehan goes back to first. Count now 1 and 2 to Kaufman. And that one curves in perfectly for strike 3. And number 34 escapes the jam for Everett. Prevents Brookline from getting any runs on the board, even with their 2 fastest runners at second and third and only 1 out. We move to the bottom of the 6th now, and I believe it'll be numbers 24, 67, and 7 coming up for Everett, as they still have 2 innings left to try and get back the 5 runs they are trailing by. We've got a change on the mound for Brookline. Taking over on the mound in place of Will Buckles will be number 9, Eli Gevertz. So we got some new pitching stats on the screen. You can see Gevertz has made 2 previous relief appearances this summer. Pitched 3 innings across those 2 previous appearances with an ERA of 2.33, a whip of 1, and 3 strikeouts. So Gevertz has given up 3 runs, but only 1 earned across the 3 innings he has pitched in relief so far this summer. And now here we go. First pitch to number 24, catches the low corner, strike 1. This one is going to be lifted into shallow right center, chin on his horse, sliding catch. Oh my goodness, I think he made that one. What a snag by Devin Chin. Let's take a look at that one again. Boy, this was Good contact, good placement right into no man's land, but you cannot underestimate the speed of Devin Chin as he slides in to get that one for the first out of the inning. Now at the plate is number 67, as he's now got a 1-1 count. That one's coming in low for ball 2. 2-1 the count to 67. Breaking ball in the zone, strike 2. 67 is last time up. Hit a ground ball that was almost an inning double play, but ended up being an RBI ground out as he fouls that one off to stay alive at 2-2. And this one lined into center and tracked well by Max Kaufman out in center field. That'll be out number 2. So Eli Gevertz getting some good backup from his outfielders here in his first inning of work. 2 down, and now up is number 7. First pitch skips in the dirt, ball 1. Number 7 drew a walk his last time up. Swing and a miss there, strike 1. The park lights starting to come on here at Glendale Park. Chases the off-speed pitch low, strike 2. As the sun is setting, and funnily enough, as the sun goes down, we actually have a better line of sight to the action here. The off-speed hangs on him, does not drop in, ball 2. That one hangs on him as well, high ball 3. Chases the low fastball, strike 3. Gevertz puts the hitters down in order. And as we get ready for the 7th and final inning of this ball game, our score, Brookline 7, Everett 2. And you can see Max Kaufman very excited for his outfield mate, There we go. Gosh, hope we weren't out for too long. I don't think we were. But if we missed anything, folks, please speak up in the live chat, especially if we were somehow out for that entire inning. I don't think we were. But my gosh, if we were and ended up missing that great catch by Chin, that would have been a massive bummer. Got a new pitcher on the mound for Everett here in the 7th. Number 67 takes over in place of 34. Pitching 2 innings in relief. And now 67, the 3rd pitcher of the day for Everett. No runs credited to number 34, as everyone that scored after he came on in relief was already on bases when he took over, so they're technically not credited to him. They are credited to number 5. who is currently the pitcher on record for the loss. Buckles, the pitcher on credit for the win, unless Everett can come back and tie this game. In the meantime, for Brookline, we got a new batter, the left fielder, number 27, Jonah Cohen, as he takes strike one. Cohen, so far this summer, 1 for 3 with 2 runs and 1 RBI. He subbed in for Lou defensively a couple innings back, and now getting his first turn at the plate. 1-1 the count as that one missed. Cohen hits one up the middle, tracked by the shortstop, throw to first in time for out number 1. And now at the plate, the first baseman, number 16, Noah Klein. Klein, his last time up, had that weird thing happen where he grounded into what should have been a fielder's choice at home, but Everett mistakenly thought they had the force at home and didn't make the tag. That one gonna miss, outside ball 2. And again, hangs on him. 67 having a little trouble with his control these past couple of pitches. And now it's a 3-0 hitters count to Noah Klein. And that's going to be a 4-pitch walk. And now coming up, the third baseman, number 18, Leo Vankoski. Vankoski having himself a great day at the plate. 3 for 3, 3 singles, 2 of them for RBI. That's going to be ball 1. That one's going to hang for ball 2. Runner at first, 1 out here on the top of the 7th. 2-0 the count to Vankoski. And another one high for ball 3. And Vankoski takes that one all the way. No green light on the 3-0 count. It's now 3-1. And that's going to be a high and in ball 4. Back-to-back walks for Brookline now. 2 on with 1 out as up comes the designated hitter, number 0, Max Minukin. That's going to be a high ball 1. 67 struggling to get that ball down into the zone. But he gets that one in there, strike 1. That one catches the inside corner, strike 2. And Minukin lines one up the middle past the second baseman. And everyone is going to reach safe. That one either a single or an E4. I think I would call that one a single, but I'll be double checking that one on Game Changer tonight. Now at the plate, the catcher number 50, Danny Carballo, as he takes a high ball 1. Carballo was pinch hit by Helendrung last time up and now is subbed back as that one A lucky bounce off the body of the umpire that time, as that one had wild pitch with a run scored written all over it. But instead it'll simply be ball 2. Carballo, his last time at the plate, did draw a walk, and here a walk would get an RBI, as that one is going to skip away, and Noah Klein is going to jog in for Brookline's 8th run, scoring on the wild pitch. So now runners at second and third, and a 3-0 count to Carballo. And he's going to take the 4-pitch walk. So in the end, the wild pitch didn't really matter. Only matters in the sense that Carballo doesn't get an RBI for that walk. Bases still loaded, 1 out. Back to the top of the order with the right fielder, number 33, Devin Chin. That pitch hits the outside corner, strike 1. And that one's going to miss high and in, ball 1. Chin, his last time up, reached on a grounder that was either a single or an error. Got all the way to third, but then got thrown out at home. Now he lifts one out to center. It's caught. Vankowski tags, but the throw comes back in quick. Good play out in center field to hold the runners, as that fly ball just a little too shallow and a little too fast for the lead runner to get a proper jump on it. So 2 down, no opportunity for a sac fly anymore. Now up the second baseman, number 17, Keenan Sawada. That pitch going to come in low for ball 1. Sawada drew a walk his last time up, was left stranded at third. Lines one into right, at least 1 run in. And it's going to be 1 as Mnookin holds at third, but Vankowski in to score off the RBI single from Keenan Sawada. Nine to 2, now the lead for Brookline, as up comes the shortstop, number 7, Mayfield-Sheehan. That one in there for strike 1. Sheehan, his last time up, grounded into a fielder's choice at home. That one's going to drop low for ball 1. Sheehan does have 1 RBI already, as he's 1 for 3 at the plate with an RBI single. And that one's going to skip away, and in comes Max Mnookin. Run number 10 for Brookline. Carballo now standing at third. Sawada at second. 2-1 the count to Sheehan. 2 down. And that one hits the zone for strike 2. And that is going to bounce for ball 3. Well covered by the catcher that time. Sheehan lifts one out to left fielder tracking it, and he's got it. And that will be out number 3. Brookline puts 3 more runs on the board, and they have a comfortable 8-run lead going into the bottom of the 7th now. You know, it's crazy. You look at the score here, and it doesn't really paint a picture of what this game was like in the first half, as this was at one point a very tight back-and-forth contest. It went from Brookline leading 1-0 to Everett leading 2-1 to Brookline tying it up 2-2, and it stayed at 2-2 until the 5th inning. So yeah, after Brookline tied it up in the top of the 3rd, there was a good inning and a half where it was a tie ball game, but then Brookline broke the floodgates open in the top of the 5th, put 5 runs on the board in 1 inning, and then put 3 more on in the 7th, and just like that, they're up by 8. Eli Gevertz back on the mound, hoping to finish this one out. No opportunity for a save for him here. In order to get a save in baseball, you need to fulfill one of three conditions while also coming in as a reliever who gets the last out. So those are the first 2. First condition, be a reliever. Second condition, get the last out of the game. And then you need to fulfill one of 3 conditions as your third condition to get a save. The first one is pitch 3 innings. If things go on like this, Gevertz will only pitch 2. The second one is pitch at least 1 inning of relief after coming in with your team leading by no more than 3 runs. Gevertz came in with a lead of 5, so that's out. And then the third is to finish the game after coming in with a tying run either on base, at the plate, or on deck, which was absolutely not the case when Gevertz came in, so no save opportunity here. Number 11 at the plate for Everett takes the bouncer for ball 1. And another bouncer, ball 2. Gevertz has a comfortable lead to work with, but he'd still prefer to get his control back sooner rather than later. Gets back on that pitch, gets a foul ball. Carballo gives a brief chase before it goes over the backstop and out of play. Number 11, his last time at the plate, reached on an E6 that brought in the go-ahead run at the time for Everett as he chases that one low for strike 2. And boy, that 2-1 score in Everett's favor feels so far away at this point, as Brookline has since scored 9 unanswered runs. Breaking ball drops in perfectly for strike 3. Gevertz with his second K of the day. And now batting is the first baseman, number 9. Tips that one off the face mask, strike 1. Wi-Fi fritzing out just a bit, but it looks like it's correcting itself. It's been solid so far today, but right now here at the tail end, glitching on me a bit. I missed what that pitch was. And slices this one in the air into shallow center. Kaufman coming in for it. And a can of corn for out number 2. So Everett down to their last chance here as the second numberless player at the plate. Skips in the dirt for ball 1. Last time up, this player popped out to second to lead off the 3rd inning. Gevertz letting the ball get away from him again with back-to-back dirt balls. 2-0 the count. And skies this one out to right. Chin is tracking it and has it. And that is your ball game. Brookline wins their 5th straight. The final score here at Glendale Park in Everett, Massachusetts, Brookline 10, Everett 2. So once again, hats off to Everett for giving Brookline an intense back and forth fight through the first 4 innings. But things just kind of got away from them in those last 3 as Brookline put 8 runs on the board over the course of those last 3 innings while shutting down the Everett hitters. Will Buckles gets the win on the mound, his 3rd after pitching 5 innings, giving up 2 unearned runs. Eli Gevertz with a strong relief outing, 2 shutout innings of relief. Number 5 gets the loss for Everett as Everett falls to 2-3 on the season. Brookline improves to 5-1 with their 5th straight W and their 4th game scoring in double digits so far this summer. Well, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in today. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Remember, if you enjoyed this live stream, sun glare and occasional Wi-Fi glitches and all, then be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all my upcoming live streams. You know, weather permitting, I'm going to be back on stream tomorrow, back in Brookline for Brookline's next game as they return back home to face Bill Ricca. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel can help. Thank you to all those who brought the good vibes in the live chat today. Remember, if there's anything you'd like to say after the live stream is concluded, you can say it in the comment section down below. You can also go down below to the description section of the video where you can find the links for our local charity spotlight, Brookline Cares, and also some links related to me that you can also see in the bottom right corner of your screen. My personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Or if you want to skip past all that, you can email me directly with any questions, requests, or comments you may have. And don't forget to follow me on social media on Instagram and Facebook, where I post highlights from previous live streams. But for this live stream, that's going to do it. Final score, Brookline 10, Everett 2, from Glendale Park in Everett, Massachusetts. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.